Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back with me today. Grab a glass of sweet tea, sit on down, and let's talk about this case. I'm your host, Josie, and today we're diving into another intriguing story. So get comfortable and let's get started. I do want to let y'all know that my plan going forward is to drop new episodes on Tuesday nights. I eventually want to get to where, I'm able to drop like 2 episodes per week. But Lord, it's going to take me some time to get there, so y'all be patient with me. Today, I'm going to start out by sharing some interesting facts with y'all about Mississippi, which is where today's case is set. Mississippi, the Magnolia State, is known as the birthplace of the blues and Elvis Presley. The first ever Coca-Cola was bottled in Vicksburg, and root beer was invented by Barks in Biloxi. That's a particular fact that I personally love because my second beverage of choice, next to sweet tea, of course, is a nice, crisp Diet Coke. Ooh, now I want one. Let me move on to my next fact before I get distracted. The longest man-made beach in the world is in Mississippi. Now, I don't recommend getting in the water on our coast because you literally never know what is in that brown monster soup. But I cannot say that I haven't been in it. Definitely have. Moving on. Sorry, y'all, my ADHD is ADHDing today. But we gonna rein it in. The cleaning product Pine Sol was invented by Henry A. Cole in Jackson. I don't know about y'all, but nothing smells better than when you just got done mopping your floors with Pine Sol. It smells so good. Let's see. Mississippi experienced a violent crime rate of approximately 211 offenses per 100,000 people in 2024, ranking it 45th in the nation. I personally feel like that makes Mississippi a relatively, safe place to live and to raise a family. Aggravated assault makes up the majority of those violent crimes. While overall crime rates in Mississippi have historically shown a downward trend, a significant spike in homicides occurred in 2020. Look, I did find some really funny laws in Mississippi that I debated on sharing, but I feel like it would be a crime not to share them with y'all. In Tylertown, it is illegal to shave in the center of Main Street. In Brandon, it's unlawful to hinder a pedestrian's progress by placing a truck in their way. And I think my personal favorite is drugstores cannot sell poison to children. I guess you can to adults, but not children. I would really love to know how it all played out to where these laws came about. It honestly sounds like a good time. But okay, enough of my nonsense for the day. Let's get going. Today's case is about a missing person by the name of Angela Freeman. Angela went missing on the morning of September 10th, 1993 at the age of 17 in Petal, Mississippi. 17 is just so young. She had her whole life ahead of her and a family who loves her. Let me tell y'all a little bit about Petal. I think the funnest of the facts of Petal is that that's actually my hometown. Petal is named after Gladys Petal Polk, the daughter of its first postmaster, making it the only city in the United States with that name. The International Checker Hall of Fame used to be located in Petal, but it was destroyed by a fire in 2007. Now let me get back to Angela. Angela was about 5 foot 3 inches tall and weighed about 108 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Angela was 4 months pregnant with a baby girl that she planned to name Christian. Such a beautiful name. She was ecstatic to be a mother and couldn't wait to meet her baby. She was described as being someone who was loved by everybody that she came into contact with. Her uncle said she was a light and she is still a light. Angela's brother says that Angela was always a protective sister, saying, "She let people know you don't mess with my brother." Angela's mother says that Angela loved people and loved babies and planned to get her GED and become a nurse. Y'all, I swear, it always seems to be the good ones that things happen to. It blows my mind. So, the day that she disappeared, she had given her mother money to pay her car note and left to go stay with a friend. When she left her mama's house, her mama told her that she loved her, and Angela told her, "I love you too, Mom," before walking out the door. Her mama would never see her again. Y'all always make sure to tell your loved ones that you love them. You never know when it could be the last time. So, as a note, during the investigation, they did find that Angela had indeed gone to her friend's house, like she had said. Her friend had gone to visit family, and when she came back home, she found a note from Angela saying that she was going to visit her ex boyfriend and that she'd be back around midnight to leave the door unchained. Angela was last seen in the parking lot of Pizza Hut in Petal around 1 a.m., where she was seen speaking to that ex-boyfriend that she was talking about in that note. But she did leave the Pizza Hut alone. She was reported missing after she didn't show up for work at the Crystal's restaurant in Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg is the town next to Petal. Angela never missed work, so it was an immediate red flag to coworkers and family when she didn't show up for her shift. You know, as it should be. When Angela's mama spoke to police, she was told that teenagers are reported missing all the time but tend to turn up a day or two later. Her mama said that police believed Angela was a runaway. Now, I want y'all to remember this is before cell phones. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Angela's vehicle was found about 15 miles away at an old bridge, Monet Bridge, a few days after her disappearance. Monet Bridge spans a section of the Leaf River in Perry County. So Petal is in Forest County, but Perry County butts up to Forest County. That particular bridge was built in 1903, and then around 1980, it was removed from service. So it was a non-functioning bridge. In May of 1995, this is just a little interesting tidbit, the north end of Monet Bridge was the scene of the abduction and murder of William Hatcher and Robbie Bond. Completely unlinked to Angela's disappearance. I'm just going to add that in there. And that might be a case that we take a deeper dive into, at a later date. We'll circle back to that one. It was reported that Angela didn't have friends out that way, so it really befuddled her family members as to why she would even be in that area. So Angela's mama has reported that Angela would never have left her car there and would have definitely found a way to call her to pick her up if her car had been broken down or something like that. Walk to somebody's house, give her a call, again, because that was not during cell phones. So law enforcement ended up bringing K9 units down, and they did alert. So they had picked something up and alerted. So a portion of the river was searched, but nothing ever came of that. Nothing was found with that search. Perry County deputies and Petal police did work together on the case. They found a puddle of fluid initially believed to be transmission fluid in her shoes. One of her shoes was found in tall grass near her car, and the other was found on a nearby private road. Okay, so a little good distance apart. The fluid was later identified as Angela's blood several years later when DNA analysis became more prevalent in investigations. Her body was never found, and her keys nor her purse were ever found either, which I find is an interesting little tidbit on that. Angela's case was upgraded from missing person to homicide after her DNA was found at the scene, the blood. That's the DNA it's referring to. In 2006, University of Southern Mississippi, which is in Hattiesburg, their cold case unit worked on the case and turned their findings over to the 12th Circuit Court District Attorney, who said that the case is still open, but there is not enough evidence to pursue charges, which is interesting. Authorities have never released the name of the father of Angela's child, nor said whether or not he could be a person of interest in her disappearance. And Some sources say that the family nor investigators were aware of who the father was. Perry County Sheriff Mitch Nobles has said that they have narrowed the case down to one suspect and they believe the evidence is sufficient for indictment. However, without the discovery of a body or further evidence, the DA is more hesitant to to hold back on bringing the case forward for the risk of a no bill. Deborah Freeman, Angela Freeman's mother, told a local news outlet in 2024, "I will never give up. They might give up, but I'm not, because God is going to put this together. People might think I'm crazy, but it's going to be put together one day. And that's my heart, and I need to know what happened to her. I need to get peace in my heart." Bless her soul. That is no pain any parent should ever have to feel. Angela's brother Nicholas has actually written some songs for Angela, and he wrote a song titled Angela, which he did write for his sister in 1995. Nicholas performed the song at a vigil in previous years that was held for Angela. There is a reward for any information that leads to an arrest in the disappearance of Freeman. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers at 601-582-STOP, and that's STOP. I just cannot imagine my child going missing and not having answers as to what happened to them. My thoughts and prayers are definitely with Angela's family. Did y'all know that in the United States, hundreds of thousands of missing person reports are filed every single year? I'm talking 520,000 to 600,000 annually. That is so many. There are an estimated 87,000 to 90,000 active missing person cases just in the United States at any given time. Now, granted, that number does fluctuate daily, but that is so many missing people. Y'all, please stay vigilant out there and always watch your back. It's a scary world that we live in. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining me today on this episode of Sweet Tea and Crime. I hope you enjoyed today's case. Do you have an interesting case? Feel free to email it to sweetteaandcrime1@gmail.com or drop a comment on the show. All right, y'all, don't forget to grab another glass of sweet tea and join me next time for more intriguing stories. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring. I'm your host, Josie. Be good and stay safe.